Hi everyone, it's Rena, and today I'm going to show you the simplest form of how to create a Vroid model. So let's begin. Okay, so we're going to start with our base model here, and I'm going to show you as simple as possible without a drawing tablet how to create a beautiful looking model. So I'm choosing to use a male because that's what my client wants. We are going, I don't know why I clicked on textures. We are going to change the preset of the clothing to base model. So yeah, he butt naked, but we're gonna put some clothes on him right now. We're just gonna put on a hoodie, play it safe, and then some pants. Yeah, pants. Cool, awesome, great. Now he has clothing on. So start with the face. It's where I usually start, other than the changing of the clothes. We are going to change your skin texture. Change the skin texture to whatever you want. So once you find it in textures, go to skin, go to layers, go to the, not the default image there. I don't even know how much you can see. Okay. I'm gonna move myself because I'm always blocking your view. For now, I'm gonna stay right here. So if I go here, you can still see the thing there. I'm just gonna be blocking this face here. It's fine. No one cares. Okay. So now that you can see, let's change our skin color. Easiest way, honestly, like I've always said before, just have like a color wheel. Import, find on Google a color wheel of skin tones, skin tone palette, color palette, whatever you want to call it, and then pick one of these bad boys that you want. That is honestly the easiest way instead of trying to figure out what you would like the skin to look like. We're gonna go with, how dark is this? Ooh, that's real light. And then if you think about it, if you use one of these colors, okay, well now you have your base. And then create a new layer. See that over there? I pressed it. You know that although you can't see it fully, there you go. We are going to make the brush size as large as you can and color that ish in. Obviously hide this layer, toggle visibility, and then go back to that layer that you're working on. And I like to do set to linear burn because then that will at least kind of do the blending work. As you can see, like underneath his chin, gets darker there, and I don't have to worry about doing any of that. Then you can make little corrections for yourself. So for my model, this can work. I might make it a little lighter. That could work for me. It's good for me. I'm not a huge fan of the extreme redness underneath his eyes. So in another layer, I just basically take the same skin tone from either here or here. I'm going to use this one, the one on the outside. Change the brush size a little bit. Put on mirroring because we're going to do both eyes. So we're going to correct this area. So we're going to put it to the fader brush. Okay, and then we're just gonna blend some of that out. And right now I'm doing all this with just a mouse and keyboard, just to prove that you can still do this with a mouse and keyboard. All right, and if you're finding that it's not blending the way how you want it to look, take the color that you want it to blend with, go back to the drawing brush, make the brush a bit bigger so it's not as concentrated. I just took out that bottom part and I find that helped a lot. But remember, it's like whatever you're looking for of your character design. So like the person I'm working on doesn't really have any dark shades under the eye. In fact, they have the opposite. I would say it's more of like a lighter color. So I'd probably take one of these lighter colors and kind of go brush that underneath here. And these are all just methods used to just correct the skin itself. And then for me, I like to add my own personal style. So next step would be to add your own personal style to the character. So I'm not a huge fan of like the technical anime nose. I don't like how it looks. It just looks weird, especially from like a distance. You're like, what is that black line on your face? Just doesn't look right. So I opt to just erasing it. So let me zoom in right here. And we're gonna make the brush smaller. Just gonna click the solid one. Cool. So now, as you can see, his nose is basically gone. So from a distance, you can just see the shadowing. And that, to me, is totally fine. We're just going to add in some fun features, such as the shadowing of the nose. So we're going to decrease the brush size to about like a 14. Mirroring is still on. We're just going to draw in the nose. We should go to the solid one because it just makes a bit more sense. Alright, so right now this looks really, really weird because his nose is super thin. So I like to change the shaping of the nose in order to figure out how I want it to look. So I usually make it pretty much as wide as possible. I don't really change the position. I don't really even change the sizing of the nose because that just means how much it comes out of the face. Only time I change that is if the person really wants it to come out really wide, or it just would fit better. So I just increased it a tiny bit, and then I'm going to go back into the texture and continue editing this face. So I might make this in like maybe like a 2-part series, as in like step by step how to make this character. Just so that way it's not too much overloaded at once, and you can kind of get a better idea of how to create this character for yourself. Okay, so next, you can either leave your character like that if that's what you like to work with, but for me, I like to add in little nostrils because we are human. We do have nostrils. So we're gonna pick a similar color but just darker. So when you're creating nostrils, you're going to take the shader brush and you're going to take it at the bottom, create a circle, and then you're going to fade up. Keep in mind that nostril structure can change or vary from person to person, so basically you just have to play around with shapes that works best for you or your model. If you find that it looks a little off, you could always just blur out some parts of it just to make it blend. Okay, Now that we have the nose done, next we are going to kind of play around with eye structure, because or else if you don't really edit any of those features, they kind of keep the character looking a little too feminine for me, and I'm not a fan of how that is. So let's change the neck color, so that way I'm not seeing two different tones and it just kind of blends better. So we're going to go into body editor. Thank you. It took you quite a while to get there. That was dumb. So when you go into the body editor, make sure you have the same color that you had for your skin, so for your face. So I'm just going to take this and do that. And then change this back to linear burn. Okay, cool. So now let's go to body editor. Perfect. Take your sweet time. Thank you. There you go. About time. Okay, so we still keep on mirroring. You're going to bring your brush size to as max size as possible, and you're just going to go ham. Make sure you're on the layer part, not default. Not this one, but this one. Go ham. Okay, so now that you have colored it all in, you're going to click on linear burn. You saw that, right? Linear burn right here. Okay, cool. So now that that's like that, great, awesome. Now we have one shade to work with. We're going to go back into the face, back to textures. We're going to change his eyebrows because I'm not feeling these thin brows. So let's click on eyebrows. We're already on there. Great. We're going to import some eyebrows. You can find some eyebrows on Google or on Booth. Okay, so I was just playing around with different types of eyebrows. We're gonna go with these ones. We're just gonna change the positioning of them because they're kind of like frowny brows. So eyebrows and designs, we're gonna change the slant. Now he looks super innocent instead of angry. Innocent. Position, he has some kind of higher, and then we're gonna do distance wise. Cool. Awesome. Great. Eyebrows. Change the face. It's amazing how that can honestly change your face by quite a lot. See, now you can see how much of a room you have to draw. I mean, if anything, you can always draw in your own eyebrows. I'm not good at drawing in eyebrows, so I don't even venture into that field. And it would be really hard to do with just a mouse and keyboard. I'm warning you now. Like, this is the entire spacing that you have. We're gonna just censor his eyebrows. So you can draw within anywhere in that spacing, and that will give you a completely different look. That's like the simplest way of drawing an eyebrow. And it doesn't look good. You can totally tell that it doesn't look right. And then you can just add different like highlights and different pigments, but we're not gonna go with those. I'm just gonna erase this. Actually, I'm just gonna delete this layer. Now we have brows. We're gonna change around the eye structure. Okay, so my person would like his character to have quite small eyes, so let's do that. Cool. Okay, so last but not least, we are going to edit the mouth. Remember, you can always change the shaping of the face. Make sure you do change the shaping of the face before you do hair. So actually, before we do the mouth, let's do the face structure. So I'm going to make this person's forehead a little smaller because I'm more than likely not going to use this hair. In fact, I'm just going to get rid of it so I can see how big his head is. Now we definitely have more like Aang the Avatar. Oh yeah, for the brows I also forgot to mention, yeah, you can always change around the base coloring. So base coloring here, it doesn't have to stay in this pink category. You can make it like a brownish color or whatever color your hair is going to be. So like my character is going to have like a dark brown color for hair. So let's just change that over. I always change the I guess we can change the irises, or if you want you can leave it in default. Actually, we'll change the irises later in another video so we can go over how to make the eye color. So let's do that next time. So it might be like 3 parts to this. Now for the pièce de résistance. Okay, we're gonna just fix the lips. So you can either leave your lips like this. I don't like the little shine bit in the middle of the lips here. So we're just going to take the same color as his lips. We're just going to fill that in. I'm just going to change the brush from solid to a fader. Bring it in. Change the sizing to about maybe like what, a 15, maybe 14. Okay, close enough, whatever, good for me. We're just gonna go over this one section because I really don't like how that looks. Okay, cool, he has new lips filled in, and then we're gonna do the same thing with the top here, just kind of create a new lip shape. You can either keep them really short, you can bring it up if you want. It's kind of like making a bow shape. Don't worry about the ends because we're just going to erase it. Just make sure you get close enough to here so that you can. So when you do erase it, it doesn't look too weird. And I like to try to keep it as roundish as possible. So now I'm going to erase the excess so it blends at the corner of the lip there. So kind of like this area, I'm trying to make sure it's not as chalky. You can also get rid of it too, because I know I hate this kind of chalky vibe to it. I usually just oops, go back into drawing mode and just kind of get rid of that. Because I understand that you have like a little line crease thing, but it doesn't look cute, so we're just gonna toss her away. Back to this coloring. Yeah. Just leave it like that. And then when you add your other features, you can figure out what you want to do with it from there. Alright, so that's it for this one. So in the next one, we are going to show you how to create your very own set of irises, so that way you don't have to use the default ones. Yeah, so stay tuned for that, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye!